Cuba's ethnic Chinese community is looking back to the time their descendants first arrived on the island some 176 years ago. Most were indentured laborers working on 8-year contracts to tend sugarcane fields. History tells us many were deceived by Spanish rulers and endured slave-like treatment. Still, many of those who survived their contracts stayed in Cuba and gave rise to the thriving Chinese-Cuban society of today. During a tour of Havana's Chinatown, CGTN visited the Chung Wah Federation, a Chinese-Cuban society group where we met its president Kai Fan Fong and other executives. Historian Maria Montes de Oca Choi told me about the history of Chinese immigrants and their impact on Cuban society.
En todas las facetas de la vida
It's
cotidiana
everywhere,
del
in
cubano.
Cubans' everyday life. The great legacy is that the Chinese learned how to integrate themselves into Cuban society. They made themselves feel like Cubans.
Choi said the Chinese founded societies to preserve their language, culture, and traditions like the Chinese Spring Festival, colorful dances with dragons and lions, and a wushu martial arts school. Their Chung Wah Po newspaper keeps the community up to date with news published in the Chinese language. Many restaurants specialize in Chinese cuisine, while the traditional table game mahjong remains popular here. The Chung Wah Federation, established 130 years ago, played a pivotal role in addressing the needs of early immigrants from China.
Siempre el Casino Chung Wah fue el centro.
The Chung Wah Federation was the epicenter of the Chinese community in Cuba, working as a consulate which protected the migrants and represented their interests.
Today, the Chung Wah Federation is still promoting Chinese traditions and cultural exchange, says its vice president Shen Julian, who was born in Guangzhou, China, but has lived in Cuba for the past 21 years.
In Chinatown, many people know about China and are willing to learn more. Others don't know much. It's here where we take actions by promoting exchange on ancient Chinese culture and philosophy.
Havana's Chinatown, its societies, businesses, and signature ambience reflect the importance people here attach to preserving the values and traditions of Cuban and Chinese culture. The legacy left by the first Chinese migrants, honored by their descendants and developed through the relations with Cubans over the years, provided the foundations for today's ties of deep friendship and cooperation between Cuba and China. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.